It's the dark moon. So here is your dark tarot reading. Luna. Also, thank you, Beanish, for gifting me this awesome tarot deck with vampires and Spanish and English Duolingo signage. Ah! Is signage even a word? Hey crew! Welcome back to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi, your local lightworker. I'm a tarot reader and an astrologer, and I'm very happy to be bringing you the reading no one asked for. This is going to be on the topic of your dark Gothic lover. I just thought it would be super fun to create an imaginative reading to try to see whether your lover is someone from the hidden realm. So I don't know why, but this Mercury retrograde taking place in my 8th house is kind of giving me strong Halloween vibes. So I just decided to do this reading just for fun. Maybe you might find something inspiring in these cards. Maybe it will give you some ideas. Maybe it will help you fantasize. This is the intention which I'm creating this reading. There's nothing dark or weird or scary about this reading. It is a little bit gothic because the decks I have chosen have these more Gothic, vampiric, kind of dark themes, but I also aim to make it sexy and super fun so that you enjoy and have some laughs and just, I don't know, get you to imagine something different. We all need a little bit of fun escapism at the moment with everything else that is happening in the world, right guys? So I have here for you 4 different options. Behind each of these numbers lies the type of lover that you have. This is a supernatural lover, okay guys? So expect anything from the witchy world of the occult. I have here for option number 1, the black obsidian. So you could choose by the number or by the stone. For option number 2, I have here lapis lazuli. For option number 3, I have here tiger's eye. And for option number 4, I have the bloodstone. Okay, so take a second now to take a deep breath in and choose, preferably with your gut and with your intuition, not with your eyes. You could also choose by the lifepath number that you might be if you find yourself among these numbers. I also have here the pre-shuffled tarot and oracle cards for you, so we could just get straight into the messages and not waste any time. So feel free to choose also by the energy of the pre-shuffled cards that I have displayed here for you. And if you've made your choice, then I so look forward to seeing you at your reading. I hope you can enjoy this quirky, weird reading. I'm sending you so much love. Bye-bye. Hey group 1. Hey my loves. I'm so happy to have you here. So this is for those of you that chose number 1 and the black obsidian stone. This is a super fun reading on the topic of who is your dark Gothic lover. I've been feeling a little bit Halloween-y because this Mercury retro is taking place in my 8th house. So I just thought, why not make a reading like this? I've also been super inspired by some of the decks that were gifted to my channel. So thank you so much, crew members. I love you so, so much. And thank you from the bottom of my heart that you are helping this channel grow. Sending you so much light. Anyway, coming back to you, crew 1. I'm so easily distracted with all this Gemini energy. So we have here, are you ready? Are you ready to find out who your dark Gothic lover is? The ghost. This is an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or it can just be air sign energy. Ghosts are very ethereal. They tend to pass from one realm to another, or so I've heard and I've read. And they're absolutely ethereal and soft lovers. So I'm super excited to see what your cards have to say here. Also remember that you chose one of the most protective stones there are there. So black obsidian, really wonderful to protect yourself against unwanted ghost-like appearances. But in this case, this is a ghost that is in love with you, kind of like in the Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze movie. Ultra romantic, incredibly cheesy, but so, so good. So let's see. We have here the Knave of Butterflies, Sota des Mariposas. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the Page of Swords. That's the equivalent in this deck. We have here Temperance, King of Cups, Gabriel, Angel of Heralds, Message, Mort, which is death, but I see it as a death and a rebirth kind of situation. It could also mean funerals. The Magician, wow. And Waiting is my choice. So how will this dark Gothic lover, your ghost-like airy lover, how will they love you? How will a relationship be like with such a dark Gothic lover? So I see, first of all, that this ghost is very chatty, similar to an air sign. This ghost loves to talk, and we have here two cards that strongly represent this energy. Archangel Gabriel, the angel of communication, the angel that actually connects the messages that humans would like to send out to spirit and backwards. We also have here the card Message, and we see here a boat on a scroll. This is also like bird flying in. So there is a feeling here that your ghost might want to leave you inscriptions on mirrors. So you might see, maybe after you come out of a shower or a bath, you might see some strange sheens reflected in your bathroom mirror. Don't worry, this is your ghost lover trying to tell you how much it loves you, wanting to connect with you, wanting to talk to you. The best way you can appease the ghost, the best way you can soothe the yearning of this ghost-like lover is to try to talk to them. So maybe you guys are chatty yourselves, or maybe you've always wanted to talk to something. You felt this energy wrapping around yourself, especially right as you get up in the morning and right before you go to bed at night. Feel free to talk to this energy. No, you are not crazy if you're alone in your room and you're talking to someone. Most of the time, you know, when we are children, we talk to ourselves a lot before we actually go one step further on the Piaget developmental scale, and we internalize that voice that we usually use to give commands and understand and make sense of the world around us vocally. So there is a stage in our childhood where we actually talk a lot to ourselves and don't make a lot of sense before we internalize that voice. So you might just sometimes regress to that stage, which is perfectly fine from a psychological point of view. Sometimes we tend to regress to earlier stages in our developments, especially as we're dealing with strong traumatic energies in our life. So give yourself time, okay? I'm not saying you're going through trauma. I'm not saying you're childish or childlike if you talk to your ghost, but give yourself free rein to entertain this fantasy. If you are actually resonating with the messages I'm saying here, there's nothing wrong with you. You do not need mental help if you actually do that, okay? It's just getting in touch with your fantasy self, with your childlike self. So your ghost-like lover communicates with you through messages. From time to time, you might even see messages on your phone, like, you know, that whole string of consonants that we sometimes get when we have our phones in our back pockets and we don't lock it. Sometimes we might also send voice messages or accidentally call other people. I think you call that butt dialing or butt calling. Classy. Yeah, but there might be moments like this, you know, that might happen to you quite frequently, in spite of the fact that you take precautions to lock your phone or maybe close your notepad on your phone. All of a sudden, a ritakasadud, you know, kind of message appears in your phone. That's your ghost-like lover trying to communicate to you. Count the number of letters that you see in these random messages and listen, definitely listen to those recorded audio messages or those calls, the missed calls that you've actually placed on somebody else's phone, because there might be an additional deep layer of communication that this lover wants to convey to you. Your lover is very patient, very careful, very sweet. So this is a very bright, luminous ghost. This is not a ghost that comes from the netherworld and tries to harm you or hurt you in any way. This is somebody that loves you, okay? This could actually be, for some of you, the ghost of a past life lover, the ghost of a partner that you lost in this lifetime, or if you lost a friend. I'm hearing that some of you actually lost some friends to some drug addictions or some sort of maybe other addictions, not necessarily drugs, or maybe in a car crash, accident. Some of you lost some friends due to cancer, and I'm really, really sorry about that. And I feel that this ghost like love energy is that friend. So it doesn't have to be super sexual or, you know, like somebody that stimulates you erotically. It can just be somebody that loves you from the other side, from the other veil. But I see that overall with the Temperance card here, you're super protected. So it's like exactly like in the Ghost movie with Patrick Swayze. If you guys haven't watched it, please. It's so awesome. It's worth your time, trust me. And it has that fantastic song with "Oh my love, my darling." Okay, I'll see myself out. Sorry about that. Oh, oof. Really trying not to get this channel cancelled. But anyway, coming back to what I was saying. It's really difficult not to get distracted with this Mercury retrograde energy. How are you guys faring with that? Let me know down in the comments. So I'm seeing here that you're protected. This ghost-like energy really loves you, really wants to protect you, might even step in moments when they feel there might be an external threat, or in moments when maybe you just need some extra change to complete an action. You might find a penny on the floor. You might actually be able to appease a situation that could have been imploding, you know, in your face, between you and maybe an employee, between you and a coworker or a neighbor or somebody that is just, you know, aggressive with you. It could even be a relative or a parent. This ghost is protecting you, and that is a way in which they show you that they love you. I feel that with the Page of Swords here, with Sota de Mariposas, there is a vibe here that you're also kind of struggling a little bit to communicate with people in general. And I don't think that it's a coincidence that you chose group 1 and that you have this ghost-like air energy. Air energy, in essence, is about education, communication, using words for a variety of different experiences because, hey, this is what they're there for, right? It's more about reason than emotions or instinct or passion or action. And it's a lot about, you know, learning and being open, having that beginner's mind. So I feel that a lot of you that chose this group could have your North Node in Libra, in Gemini, and in Aquarius. You guys might have, you know, a South Node in fire placement, so you're not so comfortable putting your feelings into words. You would rather prefer to act, you know. But I have the feeling that this ghost-like lover is dharmically contributing to your destiny in this incarnation by helping you talk more, by helping you engage with a variety of different ways of expressing yourself. So we also have here, waiting is my choice. I'm getting a sense that this ghost-like lover visits you right before bedtime and gets you ultra aroused. It's almost like there might be some sort of ghost-like energy filtering through your body. You might feel a person's heat or pressure. This is for those of you that resonate more with this ghost-like presence being something erotic and romantic. Not for those of you that I mentioned it's a friend. I feel for those of you that I mentioned it's a friend, it's more like you feel a warm hug, or you feel like when you're studying or you're like having to fill out forms or bills, or you're just watching television and you're thinking, I had such a long, hard day, when will this ever end, you know, or you're watching the news and you're getting like fright, you know. I feel all of a sudden you might feel a sense of ease because that ghost is hugging you, right? And especially they hug you from behind. It's kind of like you feel some sort of heat in the back, or like a lessening of tension in your throat and in your back. Throat? No, the throat is inside the neck, right? The back of your neck. So yeah, that's how I feel that this friendly energy works. For those of you that resonate more with the erotic energy, I have a feeling this ghost-like creature visits you at nighttime and they kind of stimulate your entire body and they might get you to self-pleasure yourself. So there is something here quite intense about this connection that you have with this person. You might even hear certain things. I think that the majority of you that chose this group could really enjoy dirty talk, or you get emotionally and sexually stimulated when you read erotica, in which case you know, shameless self-promotion, I recommend that you buy my Twin Flame novel. It's really hot. Okay, now coming back to the reading, we have here the King of Cups. So this person is also this entity, I don't know, I don't want to humanize it, this entity that visits you, especially at nighttime, especially in moments of conflict, especially when you're having like a hard day or you're trying to solve a problem, is also trying to help you. not be so rational. Get more in touch with your feelings, kind of helping you connect what you feel in your body, your gut, with your mind. So again, I feel this is very strongly for those of you that have south nodes in fire or water signs and north nodes in air and earth signs, because it's kind of like you guys are more comfortable with feeling and acting rather than thinking and planning, right? So this is what this ghost is kind of helping you harmonize, because we need both our south node and our north node to accomplish something in this lifetime. So I feel that with the rebirth card here, we have here metal. This looks like some sort of dark lily. I've yet to actually learn the meaning of these cards, but to me, what this card instinctively and intuitively kind of tells me is that you're being watched, okay? You're being watched from the other side by a super friendly, super helpful, ghost-like energy that generally wants only the best for you. I also feel that from time to time, when you get spritzed by water, maybe when it's raining on top of you, when all of a sudden you're trying to open the tap water and it kind of explodes, or there is a splurt on you, or when you are around the natural body of water and you get a little bit splashed, this energy manifests for you as well. So not only in messages that have to do with typing, emails, DMs, WhatsApp messages, Facebook messages, it's also about these kind of indirect natural environment placements. And I see here, especially around water, this ghost-like energy kind of develops some sort of body. Some of you could be afraid of water, and I strongly encourage you to face that fear and spend more time around water, not necessarily inside of it, right? So you're kind of prepping yourself to face that fear more deeply. And I have a feeling that if you sit next to a body of water, whether that is a swimming pool, your own filled up bathtub, a lake, an ocean, the sea, then I have a feeling that if you sit in stillness next to a body of water, then you will feel this ghost-like energy kind of like wrapping its arms around you and kind of entering your body and warming you up, making you feel peaceful and steady and loved, so that you can go bravely ahead and face your fears. And maybe, who knows, you might dip your toes in the water. Poof! Fear overcome. So this is the reading that I had for you. I want to keep it short. I want to keep it fun and inspiring. I really hope this resonated in some way with you. I don't know. It's a bit weird to resonate with this, but let me know down in the comments. You guys know that I love to create a safe space here for you to express your weirdness. Saturn is in Aquarius at the moment, kind of making us try to erase our uniqueness. Don't do that. Be yourself. Be awesome. Be weird. Be kooky. I welcome you all. I love you so much. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you in my next one. Ciao! Hey group 2, I'm so happy that you're here. Welcome to this really kooky reading. Don't worry guys, there's nothing to be afraid of. It's all done in the spirit of good fun. This is for those of you that were drawn to the Lapis Lazuli. And number 2, are you ready to find out who is your dark Gothic lover? Well, surprise, surprise, it's a skeleton, or a representative of Cups energy. So this is Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. So let's find out the cards that you have, guys. As I said, I was just feeling... I cannot speak, it's Mercury retro, guys, so please bear with me. I was just feeling a little bit Halloween-y, you know, today. This Mercury retrograde is taking place in my 8th house. It's a dark moon as well, so I just thought, why not have a go at this crazy reading? Let's see what happens. Maybe some readings resonate with some of the people you've met in your lives, you know? It doesn't have to be a real skeleton. It can just be like a metaphor for some of the people in your life. I hope this makes sense. So let's see your cards. We have here the 3 of Butterflies. Oof, ouch. 3 of Swords. The 4 of Swords, so the energy is increasing from heartbreak to rest. Then we also have here, yes, I love to see this, the 4 of Wands. Oof. Kushiel, the angel of punishment. Somebody likes it when they're spanked or would like to deliver some spanking. Reminder. Don't forget. Okay, don't forget. You might have left something in the fridge or something is burning on your stove. Don't forget. We also have here, ooh, number 30, pleasure. Plaisir. Okay, and then we also have here submissive heart. I am yours. And then finally, we have the Four of Discs. So already I can see a really important synchronicity for you, my loves. We have here 4, 4, 4, yeah? And you have the Four of Swords twice. No, sorry, that's the Four of Pentacles. So 4 of Swords, 4 of Fire, or of Wands, and 4 of Discs, or coins, or Pentacles. So let's find out what is happening in this reading. How would a relationship with your skeleton be like? I'm hearing argumentative. I'm hearing that you would be the kind of Gothic couple that likes to fight and make up. I'm getting that there might be some bondage involved in this relationship as well. So you might like to spank each other. You might be using those sex paddles. I'm also getting a sense that from time to time you guys might love it to misbehave. Maybe you have an arrangement where you're misbehaving on purpose so that the other partner punishes you, you know, like you're being naughty or you did something bad. So I am getting slight BDSM vibes from you guys, a dominant submissive relationship, also because with punishment and submissive heart, yeah, the cards are telling me what you guys are up to, okay? So it's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. Whatever turns you on, that's the thing you should be going for in life, okay? No shame. There is something here, though, that you might actually associate love or deep, passionate, intense love with pain. And the skeleton, through its bony structures, is a lover that can actually give you some pain if you can imagine making love to it. This could also be a person that could be quite stoic and quite ultra disciplined. This could be somebody that has quite a bony structure. So as I said, interpret the skeleton as a metaphor for somebody in your real life, or you can just go ahead and fantasize about this connection with the skeleton. I'm getting a Nightmare Before Christmas kind of vibe, right, Jack? So there is a sense here that your dark Gothic lover is somebody that wants to marry you. This is a very committed partner. I'm hearing till death do us part, but they did it already, right? Because it's a skeleton, so this being could actually live already underground in a cave or a cavern, in a casket or a coffin. In the cemetery. Cemeteries could be significant for you guys. You might be drawn towards cemeteries. I'm also getting that some of you could have a cemetery right next to the place where you live or you work, and you've always found cemeteries somehow romantic. You might enjoy visiting them. I'm getting a strong sense that those of you that were drawn to this group have a lot of planets in Libra. Saturn, Pluto could be in Libra. You're very out there, you're very unique, you're a very unique kind of thinker, and you might be drawn towards these kind of fated love affairs, or like star-crossed lovers, or you might be drawn towards changing people's perceptions about things that were previously taboo. Like you might enjoy talking to people about death because you find that to be incredibly life-enhancing. You might generally be fascinated with skulls. You might have a skull around the house. You might have skull jewelry. Some of you could be medical students, the ones that chose this group. So I'm getting a sense here that you are a master connoisseur of, maybe you've been doing your research, you've been watching some documentary, reading some books about not only BDSM practices, but practices on the fringe of sexuality, things that combine pleasure with pain, and kind of like Gothic suits or scenarios or jewelry or piercings, Gothic tattoos. I think this is my tattooed group, or if you're really turned on by people that have tattoos, people that might wear eyeliner. I think for some of you, this is my millennial group that was very into the emo stage. If you guys remember, there was a period at the turn of the millennium when, bands like 30 Seconds to Mars were very popular, okay? And emo screaming was the thing. So yeah, I feel a bit old saying that. But anyway, let's move on. It's not my midlife crisis reading. It is a reading about your skeleton lover, which makes so much more sense, right, guys? By the way, in case you're wondering, yes, that is a mermaid tail. I got it from Primark. long time ago. So don't forget, reminder, I feel that a relationship with your skeleton will be something quite solid, dependable. I'm trying not to insert puns, but it's so easy to make fun of the situation. I'm sorry guys, but I just want to make you feel at ease, because I know that a lot of you might not want to click on these tarot readings that are dealing with darker themes because you might be afraid of them. There's nothing to be afraid of. Tarot is super friendly, imaginative, and creative, okay? So I'm getting a strong sense here that a relationship with your skeleton lover will be something reliable, dependable. That is the thing. I feel that you and your skeleton lover, or a skeleton metaphor for a partner you might desire, you're genuinely very attracted to people that are very stable, but at the same time quite quirky. So I'm getting a strong Aquarius and Taurus vibe with you guys. You might have a combination of the two in the chart, maybe even Scorpio and Leo. I'm also getting Gemini, Virgo vibes for you guys, so you could have all of these placements in your charts. There is a feeling here that you might want to live somewhere remote, on a castle, on a really beautiful Gothic, old-fashioned house. You might be drawn towards creepy looking houses that are derelict. You might want to purchase a very derelict looking mansion and then spend a lot of time redecorating or leaving certain things that are decayed just like that, preserving them. I think this is my pile that is drawn to taxidermy, to creepy rings and creepy artifacts. You might be drawn to collecting teeth, you know, like when people extract their wisdom teeth, you might be drawn towards collecting that and actually making necklaces out of them. Okay, this is verging on something quite creepy, but you know, you might have all sorts of rings that actually show skulls or some sort of like witchy aspects. I think you're super drawn to the occult. Some of you that chose this group are also occult practitioners. I see you. How are you doing? So I'm also getting a sense that you guys might have had some pretty rough or traumatic childhoods, and it's so funny that we have Kushiel here who already looks like a skeleton, right? And it's so beautiful because we have this kind of like avenging and punishing energy, but at the same time we have this submission, surrendering. So yeah, definitely a kind of scorpionic, plutonic energy. You guys could have a lot of planets in your 8th house as well. That's why you might be drawn towards emotional intensity, towards money that is acquired through death, such as inheritances, or might be working in the funeral industry. There is a very strong feeling here, guys, that, you know, with the clock, with the watch, sorry, on his wrist, and with the spear, you know, a lot of you could be getting straight through the bottom of a particular situation, and you're very aware of the passing of time. That's why you love to reflect on death and all these memorabilia or all of these objects related to death, because you're aware of how limited our time here on earth is, and thereby living becomes more intense, more meaningful. Every encounter, every word you say, every action you take, it's like super strong, because you are aware that you could perish any second. You can transition into the other world any minute now, yeah? So I'm also hearing like every breath you take. You could be Police fans, you could enjoy Sting. Sting also is a Libra sun, but he has his sun conjunct Pluto, which makes him highly scorpionic. No wonder that he actually created such a song, right? So, and a lot of people find that song quite creepy. But I have a feeling that you're not afraid of these kind of interactions. I feel like you want to be bounded to somebody, mind, body, and soul, even across lifetimes. And it was so weird because a window just fell open in my neighboring building. Really strange. So a lot of like random, spontaneous, destructive things might be happening around you. You could be living in a region where there are a lot of natural disasters happening, or people are just very erratic. You know, they maybe you're living in a region that had to do with a lot of like Pluto themes, like high school shootings, or maybe, you know, gentrification and demolition of a lot of like buildings that were previously owned by other people. You could be living in a region that really struggled during the pandemic, you know, so on and so forth. There could be something really dark about the region where you live in, and in a sense you are adapting to that environment if you have to live around it. So that's why you're trying to find power in something that might make you feel afraid. You're facing that fear and making it your biatch, yeah? So I'm getting a strong sense that a relationship with your skeleton is a relationship of protection. You see here how she's lying on this kind of like sacrificial soclu. That's the Romanian word that comes to mind, but what is the English words for it? It's like a pyre, I would say, but it's not really like that, because a pyre, it's made of wood, but this is more like made of stone, and you're looking very statuesque. And see this skull, this gigantic skull that looks like it's not coming from anything human, but I have a feeling that your skeleton protects you all the time. You might even hear click clacking around you from time to time, almost like the sound that wind chimes make when the wind rustles through them. Those are moments when you're auditory stimulated by your skeleton friend, your skeleton lover, I would say. For some of you, this is a friend. For others of you, you're lovers already. This could be a past life person that is kind of showing up in your dreams, in your fantasies, in a very skeletic form. It's almost like only the bare bones are left to show this person's real essence. With the Four of Pentacles here, the spirit is super possessive of you. It won't share you with anyone else, okay? So you might want to actually introduce real partners to the skeleton energy that you have around yourself. I have a feeling that this could be a marriage partner from a past life that is trying to come back and connect with you. But I think the click-clacking is really significant. I'm also drawn to the Skeleton song by a British artist whose name I cannot remember right now, but it's a gorgeous song. I can link it down below and connect it to your group reading. So I feel like this is what I had for you, group 2. I was so close to saying group 3. I can feel group 3's energy trying to kind of rush in. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what that pile has to say, but I do want to honor your time and honor the boundaries around you. Some of you could actually be struggling with boundaries, guys. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. And you know, that's why you have a skeleton lover, because bones, right? It's something that you feel within your bones, so relying more on your intuition to draw a boundary, almost like how in the past they used to delineate the graves in the ground when there were natural burials by placing the bones of the person or of somebody else's relatives in their family. So bones, boundaries, Saturn, Capricorn. There's an additional insight for those of you that made it until the end of this reading. But anyway, this is what I had for you. Let me know if this reading resonated, if anything like this can resonate. Let me know down in the comments. Please like this video so that it can be spread to many more other viewers out there on YouTube. And yeah, I hope to see you in my next one. I promise you it'll be something more down to earth, but I just felt the need to indulge in something more kooky. Bye guys, I send you so much love. Bye. Hey group 3, I'm so happy to have you here. This is for those of you that were drawn to the number 3 or to the Tiger's Eye Stone. Welcome to a really fun, off the beaten track kind of reading. There's nothing to be afraid of. This is all done in the spirit of good fun. I'm here to clarify some things regarding your dark Gothic lover. And I have here who it is. Are you ready to find out? It's the vampire! Or a representative of the fire trine, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. Okay, guys? So, starting off on this sexy note, let's find out what your cards are. We have here the 2 of black roses, the 4 of coins, or 4 of earth, the 10 of swords, ouch, the Mother of Dawn, the emissary, and her keywords are beauty, agency, and compassion. The High Priestess of Air, concentration or concentration. I should see myself out for my French pronunciation. I'm sorry, guys. Then we have here the Emperor, number 4. Oof, 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 oof. Fire sign in combination with the Emperor. And your final card is Alone. I am whole and complete. Of course your lover would strike when you are alone. It is a vampire after all. Be careful who you invite in your house. That's what I'm just going to say, okay? I also see a swarm of birds. I think there are nightingales kind of like flowing about. So yeah, really interesting energy. I feel that whenever your lover approaches, you will actually get this kind of bird-like features, feathers. I'm getting that birds could be some kind of emissaries. They might just fly on the perch of your window. They might smash into your window, which, by the way, is a really terrible sign, and it just needs your commitment to protecting yourself. Connect more to prayers, connect more to the divine, enhance your protection spells, okay? It's never a good sign when a bird smashes into your window. That means that somebody has a lot of ill intent towards you and a lot of malice, okay? So be careful with that. We have here a card that kind of makes me feel that, you know, two darker hearts are coming together. Usually this will be my twin flame indicator, so I'm not sure if you guys are the twin flame group. If you are, hello. How is your excruciatingly painful journey towards romance going? I really hope everything is going well. And God, twin flame romances are the most difficult, but hold on there, guys, okay? You will reach union, even though it might be more difficult for you than for other people. Now, coming back to the more general group, I do need to keep in mind the collective, because it's a large number of you out there, guys. So I am getting a sense that your lover is possessive. So no wonder, I mean, a vampire. So there is something here about this person physically wanting to own you, fang you, drain you. Should I keep going with the list of verbs? Yeah, so I'm getting strong Scorpio vibes. Sorry, my Scorpios. You usually tend to be associated with vampires, but I am getting a very strong possessive energy. I'm also getting Capricorn and Taurus. So again, like some really possessive energies here. People that are very much about don't touch my stuff, you know. They are really happy with what they have, and they're gonna fight whomever threatens their possessions. And sometimes they might think of you as a possession, yeah? So I'm getting a sense here that with the Ten of Swords in the position of the vampire, your relationship with the vampire is going to be 444 when I said that. Wow, okay. 444 has been a very protective energy, and it happened twice. It happened in group 2's reading and in your reading. So interesting. Welcome. This is not going to be a lover that's going to talk to you about a lot of things, because look, internally they will feel very conflicted. I think that their mind might run a mile a minute. They are not very good at communication, and this is why they're going to try to not talk to you about what they're feeling. They're going to try to show you through their actions or through the gifts that they purchase for you. So you might receive from your vampire lover some really interesting rings, maybe some protection devices, such as potentially like a sword made out of a crystal, such as selenite. I had a selenite sword here somewhere. It's not available at the moment, guys, because I just have my crystals. I just polished them recently, and I strongly suggest that you do. If you're watching this reading on the dark moon right before the new moon, it's an excellent time to cleanse your crystals, just as a side note, okay? Whoa, Mercury retrograde energy is getting me so distracted. I'm really needing to struggle to focus and ground myself. Okay, so the Emperor. So this is a person that's very possessive, very dominant, might want to leave some marks, some hickeys on you, okay? Very true to their vampiric nature. This is a person that likes to win at all costs, a very fiery individual. No wonder that if you chose the fire group, you guys could be caught up in twin flame connections. Also with the Tiger's Eye, you chose somebody that's very bold, almost to the point where they're stupidly bold. You know, those people that actually don't take other people's sometimes meaningful advice into account. I'm really sorry, I don't mean any disrespect, but I'm getting strong Mars energy, strong Aries energy. So I'm getting kind of like Mars energy that could be both light, Aries, and dark, Scorpio, because you both know that the ancient ruler of Scorpio before Pluto was discovered was also Mars. So we had a light Mars, the first sign of the zodiac, Aries, and then we had a darker Mars, right? The Mars that comes at the end of autumn, beginning of winter, the transition from death to rebirth, Scorpios. So there is an energy here with this person really wanting to dominate, really wanting to plan. This person might swoop in in your bedroom at night. For those of you that are Twilight fans, for those of you that are True Blood fans. And it's super funny because I'm preparing an Astro Hunks with Alexander Skarsgård, and I've been talking to some of you on my Instagram page about True Blood recently. So there we go. It's popping up, right? The universe is so full of synchronicities and things that just resonate and ping back off of each other. It's so fascinating, guys. Okay, so concentration. This person could have laser eye vision. They could be like like a vampire, seeing things through the dark, right? But it's also that what was it, heat vision? I'm getting a sense. Oh, and my throat chakra is stopping. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, this person cannot speak to save their life. But actually their secretive nature might help protect you, might help save your life. I have a feeling that this person, the vampire, or please use it as a metaphor, guys, okay? It could be a vampiric-like person in your life, okay? It could be something that you're crushing on, or somebody that you're attached to, that resonates very strongly with this archetype of the vampire. They could have pale skin and darker complexion. They could be tall, dark, and brooding. They could be a night owl. Bam, there you go. And that makes them, they could be introverted and a little bit creepy. They might enjoy darker themes, Halloween. They could be born around that time period. So use it as a metaphor, okay? Or use it as a fantasy. You can escape in this fantasy. That's why I'm creating this reading for you. Okay, so okay, I'm getting a sense that this person has that kind of heat wave vision that was in Predator. That was the movie reference that came up to my mind, if you know the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think it was him who played in it. Yeah, in the first one at least. So give me a second, I need to drink something. I have a lot of jars and potions around here, so this person can feel you, smell you in the dark. This person might show up to you at nighttime, again, as we had it with group 1 and their ghosts. This person could be very drawn to how vulnerable and light you feel. A lot of you are very pure. A lot of you are actually highly communicative, which is a very beautiful counterpart to how your lover is. Non-communicative, or they communicate, but they might give you a flask of their blood to wear on your neck as a souvenir. That could be their way of showing that they love you. But hey, you know, Angelina Jolie did that with the blood of her brother, and she also likes to collect knives. Mercury retro, I'm all over the place, guys, sorry about that. So yeah, if Angelina Jolie could do it, and she's a real life living person, not a vampire, from what I know, then I have a feeling that your person is going to be super attracted to you. So your relationship with a vampire is going to be really intense, very possessive, very dominant. This person is going to leave marks on your body. They might not talk a lot. They're going to be very secretive, right? They're gonna want to have you all for themselves. I think this person is gonna really, I keep saying a person, it's more like an entity. They're gonna really appreciate if you're like 1111 when I said that, if you're kind of like a badass, bold, rebellious babe. So you could be like somebody that changes their hairstyle color often. I'm thinking of Clementine in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. You know, you could be a person that whenever you're going through something emotional, you're changing your hair color, because if you watch that movie, you would see that Clementine's hairdo changes according to how she's feeling, right? It's a really, really interesting thing to watch. So I'm getting that kind of a vibe. You could also be tattooed or have piercings. So that person, like your vampiric lover, really loves that about you. The fact that you can take a little bit of pain, if you know what I mean. But they might also leave you rose petals, or they might leave you petals of flowers. So I'm getting a sense that whenever you see withered flowers or flower symbolisms, when you pass in front of a store, you see a large commercial of flowers, when maybe a friend gives you some flowers, when flowers are blooming in your neighborhood, That's how your vampiric lover communicates with you from the other side. They also communicate with you at nighttime, and especially when you're alone and it's quiet. I also feel that they might interrupt your spells and rituals. I see you, my queens, my witches. Yeah, so I know that I'm followed by a lot of tarot readers and astrologers, which is a wonderful compliment. Thank you so much for being here and for listening to my mumbo jumbo readings. But I'm getting a sense that this vampiric lover could interfere with your spell work. Yeah, so you might want to set out some intentions. You might want to create a circle of protection where you detach a little bit from this vampiric energy. I also feel that the vampire could represent as well some past lovers in your life that have been taking energy away from you. So my loves, if you're dealing with the occult or dabbling just a little bit in it, please learn first how to protect yourself. The best protection you can have is an unquenchable, indestructible faith in the divine, in feeling like the divine is part of you and you're a part of the divine. Having that utmost faith is your wonderful protection. You don't need any other material gadgets. Just believing that spirit is part of you and you are part of spirit does the trick. But if your faith is shaky, if you're having moments when you're doubting, if your rational mindset interferes with that belief, then it's really good to appeal to more materialistic ways in which you can protect yourself, such as wearing black obsidian, or saying certain rituals or prayers, or setting affirmations before you begin a ritual, burning some black or white candles. Okay, so I don't need to tell you what to do. I'm sure that you guys know better what there remains to be done and experience, but I am here to let you know that this person communicates with you. Your hands might be twitching as well, or there might be something like a shake in your arms that you get, you know. Maybe I'm also getting, as soon as you wake up from a dream, if your hand is shaking or if your fingers are trembling, that is your vampiric lover communicating with you in the 3D. And then with alone, I am whole and complete. I feel that this is my single and empowered group. So happy to have you here. I'm proud to be part of that group too. I have a feeling that you appreciate your alone time. You like to be alone. You don't find it creepy. You actually find it really relaxing. When you're alone, you can just be your weirdo self. Nobody judges you. You don't have to live up to people's ridiculous expectations. And you don't have to pretend like you're somebody you're not. And this is what your vampiric lover loves about you. So first of all, they observe you very strongly. Yeah, we had this concentration card. They keep an eye on you. They watch you from afar. So a lot of you could actually get this feeling like you're being watched, or like you're on camera even though you're not on camera. And this is mostly because your lover, your vampire, is around you. And I feel that they really love how badass you are. Also, they really love your body, and they might want to actually bite a little bit from your tushy, yeah? Or from your breast fruit. Breast fruit. Okay guys, I'm gonna see myself out. This was the reading that I had for you. I tried to make it as fun and as strange as possible, so you might not relate with it. Let me know down in the comments if this resonated. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you got entertained. I hope you laughed. That was the aim with which I created this reading. And I hope to see you in my next one as well. So take care of yourself in the meantime. And amp up those protection spells. Bye. Hey group 4, welcome to your dark gothic lover reading. This is a reading done in good fun, so there's nothing to be afraid of. Don't worry guys, I'll gently guide you through the messages that I'll be receiving today. So this is for those of you that were drawn to group 4 and to the Bloodstone crystal. Okay, are you ready to find out who is your dark gothic lover? The werewolf, or an earth sign energy. So this is Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. By the way, if you hear something in the background, that's my cat Luna playing with a stick that I gave her to stop interrupting my readings, but she's now interrupting them through the realm of sound. So I'm gonna try to be very patient with her and distract your attention from what is going on in the background. Okay, let's see what cards you got. So we have here El Mago, the magician. Beautiful energy to start off with. This is somebody that can make shit happen. Sorry, I shouldn't have said shit. Shiz, stuff, yeah? We also have the moon. So very strong lunar energy, somebody that's very emotional. The Ace of Pentacles, I mean, wait a second. Werewolf, full moon, connect the dots, right? So, okay, things are starting to gel into place. So the Ace of Pentacles, again, the dragon. This is to me a sign of somebody that gets quite easily angry or upset, somebody that finds it very hard to control their feelings around a certain time of the month. This is like the male equivalent of women around a certain time of the month, without trying to disrespect women in any case. Although for me personally, PMS is a very real thing, guys. Anyway, moving on. We also have here Anubis, arbiter of truth. Arbiter of truth. I cannot speak for the life of me during this Mercury retrograde, but I'll do my best, guys, to push on through this reading. So we have here preservation, neutrality, and obligation. Anubis, this is the one that led the souls from the living realm to the dead realm, to the underworld in Egyptian lore. So a very dark energy. Yeah, this person is kind of like a hound. This reading is full of pranks. Kind of like a hound, you know, kind of like sniffing you around, kind of like transforming when there's a full moon, right? There might be some light lycanthropy involved in this reading. I'm just joking with you guys. I'm messing. I mean, you did choose the werewolf, so I'm just so surprised how the cards fit so well. We also have here risk. Yes, this person is willing to take a leap into the unknown for you. They are willing to jump the gun. Thank God. We also have here number 29, patience. So it's interesting because I think this speaks of the dormant state of the werewolf, right? That state when there is a new moon and their energies are quite balanced. And then as the moon grows, the werewolf kind of becomes increasingly more emotional, volatile, until the moment of their lycanthropy, when the moon is full, emotions come up to the surface. This could also be some Cancer energy, the person that you might have on your mind, because yes, you can interpret the werewolf not only as a real werewolf that is in love with you, because that's just the fantasy, guys, but you can interpret it as a metaphor for somebody that is quite emotional in your life. This could be a crush, this could be somebody that you're emotionally attached to but you might not reach. This could be somebody that you have a history with. Yeah, I'm also seeing here ecstasy, surrender to sensation. So talk about sniffing, talk about touching. So a relationship with your werewolf, because that's why you're here, to find out not only who your dark lover is, but also how a relationship with them will play out, would be quite volatile. You might have a relationship where this person keeps coming in and out. Whenever there's a full moon, they might have this emotional outburst. They might surrender to sensations. They might start sniffing you, kissing you, licking you, you know, like every bit, every square inch of your body is their dominion, is their castle that they're claiming. And then they might disappear. The next day, lycanthropy closed, they return back to their normal self and they pretend like nothing happened. So this could be a person that you might need to open up somehow. And I'm saying person, although I should say that it's more of an entity. For those of you that like to fantasize that this is your werewolf lover, there is a feeling here that, you know, you're opened up and very desirous. You could be also very horny for this person, very turned on every full moon. And they might be feeling the same. You see this gigantic sword here. So this person really has a hard-on for you, especially if you're a female and your partner is male, like the majority of the viewers on my channel. But I'm getting a sense here that as soon as this person transforms, so quickly they can revert back to who they really are. And this person might be in their everyday environment quite a normal employee, quite an unassuming member of society, but then almost like Clark Kent, they change into Superman overnight when the situation requires it. Although unlike Clark Kent, this person cannot switch all the time. It's only at specific moments of the lunar cycle, right? So There is a feeling here that this lover that you have, your relationship with them is an on and off relationship. They come in, they go out. They come in, they go out. They come in, they go out. This might happen alongside with the cycles of the moon, 2 weeks, and then, you know, every 2 weeks each month. So there might be a feeling here. Why am I all of a sudden tripping on my words? There could be a sense of fear. This person could be physically very brawny, very well developed, very athletic, and you might generally be afraid of angering them. In which case, I would suggest, guys, if this resonates with you for a true crush, stay away from that kind of a person, okay? If they're emotionally volatile and you risk awakening their anger, and their anger really frightens you, not a great relationship, okay? Just giving you my 2 cents, not a great way to be in a relationship. You can find manly men that do not need to have their anger outbursts mollycoddled, okay? So there is a feeling here that coming back to the more general collective advice, I'm getting a sense that you might be drawn to a person that's quite solitary, that's quite intuitive, a person that could be highly intelligent but in a very quiet kind of way. This is a person that loves to do research. This is a person that tries to get on top of their feelings most days, you know, but at the same time they could have these emotional outbursts, and they might not necessarily be something aggressive, because when people usually hear the words emotional outbursts, it's like, oh my god, anger, violence. It could just be a person starting to cry all of a sudden, you know. It doesn't have to be inflicting pain on other people or shocking other people. It can just be they cannot keep it in any longer, you know. They can just like have this outburst, like you're out with them drinking one night, it's a full moon, and all of a sudden this person says, I'm so in love with you, you know, or like, I'm so attracted to you, I cannot hold back any longer. So it's kind of like this talks about keeping your feelings and your desires under repression most days, but then inhibitions flying away. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm getting. I'm getting a strong sense here that this person preserves their feelings. You could be dealing with the moon conjunct Saturn, moon conjunct Pluto. Okay, so a person that kind of likes to keep their feelings hush-hush or on the low. It's like they put a lid on their feelings and they only come up in certain moments of the day. But this is only with unaware moon and Pluto and moon and Saturn and moon conjunct Pluto and moon conjunct Saturn individuals. My mind is speeding. I am having such a difficult time trying to quiet it down because I feel like the messages are coming so fast. Okay, so I'm also getting a sense with ecstasy that this is a partner in in relationship to this partner. It's like you will feel the most in your body like you've ever felt before. So with this werewolf, they will know exactly what triggers to unleash in your body for utmost pleasure. They will know where to kiss you. Like, let's say you have an erogenous zone behind your ears, or maybe you have it here, right, in between your arms, or I don't know, maybe your wrists are very sensitive, maybe your feet are incredibly erogenous. This person is gonna know. They're just gonna know. They might taste you, lick you, sniff you, as I said earlier, and they're just gonna find out. They might even feel your body, like they might take your body and kind of caress it and massage it into being. So there is a very beautiful energy here that your werewolf can also be a being of light, a being that protects you. The 7 of Wands in the Favole Tarot shows the conscious side of the charioteer. So the charioteer that is shown in the 7th major arcana card drives a cart, usually displayed by a black dog and a white dog, a black sphinx and a white sphinx, or a wolf. And in this deck, the 7 of Wands represents the light side, the solar consciousness, what we are aware of, our higher selves, purity, that part of ourselves that wants to connect to God, but also a part of ourselves that is very determined. You see the green in its eyes, very determined, very fresh, can also get quite jealous sometimes. So I'm getting a very strong sense also with the number 7 here. This is a highly spiritual connection, a connection that arouses you beyond belief. There's also a connection where emotional outbursts are probable, but I have a feeling that this person knows, like a magician, right, that you're a werewolf. Werewolf. I'm sorry, guys. It's just that kind of a day. Your werewolf knows exactly what buttons to push. So to get you to kind of experience almost like an unconscious sense of pleasure, something that goes way beneath what you're consciously experiencing. I have a feeling that after you have an encounter with a werewolf, you not only need to kind of like heal down there, you know, but you might also feel this person's presence around you. So even though you might have an on and off relationship, it's like this person haunts you and they live through you, and you might even caress yourselves in the middle of the night after you had an encounter with him, and it can be as explosive, you giving yourself that pleasure as it was in the moment when you were having it with your werewolf. Okay, so this is something out of this world, intense and very beautiful, and it might get you to connect with a darker part of yourself, a more animalistic, instinctive side of yourself. But I think that those of you that chose this pile need that. I think you guys could have a soul pattern that is highly rational. You could be South nodes in Gemini, in Aquarius, or in Libra, which means that your North nodes are in fire placements. So you're learning how to be more excitable, more spontaneous, more fired up, more angry, more alert, you know, because you would be a corresponding North node in Aries, North node in Leo, North node in Sagittarius. You're learning how to act more and think less. And this is exactly what your werewolf lover is teaching you. How ecstasy can be obtained through the bodies, through the five senses, not through the mind, because you guys tend to reason much more through the mind than through other elements like your body, your emotions, the sixth sense. There is a feeling here that your werewolf, in spite of the fact that they might be coming in and out, they are reliable in that weird pattern. So you know that they're gonna come in and out, and they keep doing it. They're not letting you go. So there is something quite poetic there, you know, about that in and out. It could be that you also on an unconscious level need spontaneity. You need that excitement and surprise in your life, even though your conscious mind might be saying, oh, this is a headache, I cannot deal with this. But a deep sense in yourself, that North node in your fire sign, for those of you that applies, is asking for spontaneity, is asking for out of the blue surprises, you know. That is what your soul is growing towards in this lifetime, and this is exactly what your nightly lover is giving you. Yeah, so I feel that this is also the pile for my white witches, light workers as well. You guys are working with both the energy of the sun and the moon, and you're trying to understand what you can risk in personal relationships, what boundaries can you cross and what boundaries remain taboo. You're understanding the limits of carnality and physical pleasure because your werewolf lover keeps pushing at them, keeps gnawing at them, keeps ripping stuff apart, right? Very true to their wolf-like nature, yeah? So wow, this is a really sexy group. I really hope you've enjoyed this reading. This is what I had for you. I hope it was not too intense. I do see that this is quite an intense relationship, but it's an intensity that you can handle, and an intensity that's kind of like, it's meant to be. You're meant to walk down that path of intensity, and I feel you're also quite aware of that. Also, if you're hearing some children screaming in the background, they're just children playing outside my building. But I also feel that that wasn't a mistake. Yeah, there could be a sense of passion wanting to come out of you, screaming inside of you. And this is why you were drawn to this group. It's a lot about animality, instinct, carnal pleasures that just cannot be contained anymore, you know? So yeah, wow, guys. Let me know if this resonated. You know, I'm kind of wondering or doubting whether such a reading can resonate, but I truly hope you have enjoyed it. I hope it inspired you. I hope you can go and revisit some of the most interesting werewolves in cinema. I think Jack Nicholson was a really scary one. Josh Hartnett, my favorite, in Penny Dreadful. Ultra sexy werewolf. But feel free to think of the werewolves that you've enjoyed in literature or in movies, and let me know down in the comments below. Make sure to like this video as well if you've enjoyed it, so that it can reach many more people out there on the internets. And without further ado, I'm just gonna leave you on your way. Take care, God bless, and I hope to see you in my next one.